Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I have a review video today. I just want to start off this video with a disclaimer that I'm not sponsored by this company. This is a review solely on the product and my experience with the company. It's not meant to slander or start any kind of beef or anything. This is strictly just sharing my thoughts on the product and the company and my experience with them. Now, if you guys want to see the install video and sound clips, I will link them up on the screen right now, and I will also link them down in the description below. So make sure you guys check out those videos. We also have a interior driving POV video for you guys. So if you guys want to see what it sounds like while you're driving, you can check that video out as well. Now, in this review video, I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible. We're only here to explain and review our product that we got and our specific experience with the company. I can't speak for anybody else and their experience. This is just my own observations and experience with them. So first, let's talk about the product itself and what I got from them. I got a full catback exhaust from Rae-Motorsports, and it is a resonated mid-pipe with no mufflers and burnt tips. So quality of the product honestly is amazing. It's probably one of the highest top-end quality products you can buy on the market for the car today, exhaust-wise. There are, I would say, other companies whose quality are just as good, if not better, but they do cost a little bit more. They're not around the same price range. So for the price, I think on the market for today, it is a good system, and it's a good you're definitely getting the best bang for your buck with this system. Coloring, the fitment, the quality of it, all of it is amazing. It fits well. As you guys can see, if you guys are curious on how it fits, check out that video I mentioned down below. Even the quality of the clamps are very high. It's very good. Everything is very secure. It's perfect fitment. In terms of build quality, it definitely competes. It's definitely high up there. Definitely one of the highest quality companies you can purchase from. If you guys are curious and want to compare, I do have a video on the AWE exhaust and custom res Valtronic exhaust on the boys car. I will link that up on the screen right now and down in the description below, so you guys can use that for some comparison. I'm going to talk about using AWE because I think AWE is a very wide range company that provides a lot of different exhausts for a lot of different cars. So I think it's a good base for comparison. If we're gonna talk build quality, Rae's is definitely way better than AWE in terms of welding and stainless steel quality and all that kinds of stuff. It's definitely way higher. But if we're gonna talk about in terms of sound, they sound very similar. AWE has always sounded great, so you can't go wrong with their purchase. Is also relatively inexpensive for the exhaust market today. And plus, there's usually never a wait time because it's such a big company. They are always in stock. The custom res Valtronic exhaust is another custom company that does per order, but their orders come within 2 to 3 weeks. And Gary, I think it's listed online for anywhere between 18 to 2200. Gary got his for I think 1400 because he bought it directly from the company itself instead of through a carrier company. I don't think a question or doubt of the quality from Rae-Motorsports products were ever in question. You can always see from photos, and there's not a lot of videos. Actually, I don't think there are any videos, but you can see from the photos that it was going to be extremely nice, and the people who have given reviews seem to be very happy with the quality of the product. I myself am included in those people. I'm very happy with the product in terms of exhaust quality, sound, and difficulty to put on and install. All of it, it's great. It's easy to install. It's just an exhaust. I'm very happy with how it sounds, how it looks, the fitment. All of it to me is 10 out of 10. Now, moving on to the company itself. So right now I'm not gonna give any of my own opinions. I'm just gonna put on the screen my conversation and emails between the company. It's kind of long, so I'm just gonna put the screenshot up on the screen, and then I'm gonna summarize what's going on in the email. But if you guys want to pause and read, please feel free to do so. I'm gonna be saving my opinions for the end of the conversation so that you guys can kind of form your own thoughts and opinions as this conversation is progressing. Okay, so on November 14th, I received this when I made the purchase and also received the confirmation for my purchase. November 14th of 2023 is when I received the confirmation purchase. It's also the same day I purchased it. It's also when I received the email. Fast forward 1 month later, at the time, keep in mind at the time, the only thing I had access to was her Instagram page because I don't have Facebook. I think the only other way to look at her socials is Instagram. So that was really the only way to get updates. But I think she mostly posts on Facebook more than Instagram. I think it's better now, but at the time of, like, it was very, very limited posts and information. And I remember going back. You guys can also go on her page too and look at her Instagram posts and check the dates and whatnot. Like, I'm not making anything up here as we're going, and I'm not going to include any unnecessary details, but I'm also not going to make anything up, and I'm not going to leave anything out either. December 14th, I sent an email 1 month later. Oh, good morning, Rae-Motorsports. Basically asking, like, oh, if there's any updates on my order. I'm very excited to see it in person, right? Thanks. No response, whatever, right? December 22nd, I sent another email. Hi, just checking in again if I could get an update. Thanks so much, right? Nothing. Moved to January 3rd, right? And oh, a little information. Between this time, it was the holidays, it was Christmas. She did say that after the holidays, she would be getting back to people, and right before too, she was gonna reach out to people. I don't think, like, because of Reddit, I don't think a lot of people actually got reached out to. If they did reach out to people, it was just a couple. So January 3rd, I sent an email. I said, hey, Ray, basically, I really need a response. I understand the holiday's been busy, but it's like more than ample time since my initial email, which is true. It's like almost 2 months later now. So at this point, I think they just hired Marissa, which is what the new customer service person. And I emailed them. I said, oh, hey, just wondering if I can get an update on my order. Thank you, right? The same day, January 3rd, I sent one to Ray and I sent one to Marissa. This is my fault on my part. It says address was not found, so I think I might have emailed the wrong email. So then I resent the email to both of them with the correct email address this time, and she got back to me the next day, January 4th. Hey, thanks for reaching out. We received your update, basically telling me, like, she just asked Morgan she's gonna get an accurate ETA from me soon, right? Please allow 24 hours for a formal update on your order. I'm like, okay, yeah, great, that's awesome. I said, okay. The next day, January 5th, I said, awesome, thanks for the response, that's great, okay. Now, moving on. January 4th, I'm sorry, this is a different thread, so I got the timing a little mixed up. Before I responded back with the thank you, the same day, January 4th, Marissa emailed me back. I'll put it on the screen. It's basically talking about, oh, they got backed up during the holiday shipping, losing system, how to remake them, just explaining what happened. At this point, I'm still like, okay, yeah, whatever. That, like, I'm getting an explanation. That's great. That's what I wanted, right? Morgan is currently working on 3 batches of exhaust right now. Your mid-pipe and wide-pipe section are welded, pending the welding on your axle back. This was January 4th, okay, that they told me this. We will be in touch with a firmer ETA, but this is the quickest response I have at the moment. We apologize for delays and inconvenience, blah, blah, blah. Right? That's great, right? That's what I wanted. I just wanted an update. I wasn't mad that it was taking more than the time that they said, because, like, it was in January, it was only like a couple weeks over the time that they said on their website, right? So it's okay, yeah, that's fine. I understand things happen, right? Not a big deal. I respond, oh, thanks for the update, January 5th. February 9th, I messaged them. I said, hello. Just wondering if you could provide another update on the axle back portion of the exhaust. Thank you, right? February 12th, she says, hi, I'm waiting for, basically waiting for a response from Morgan. 13th, I said, thank you, sounds good. So at this point, almost another whole month later, no reach back out to me. And if you think about it, they said they're gonna reach back out to me in January with a firmer update. but that never happened. And it's March now. So March 5th, I email Marissa again, and I'm like, hey, just want to check in if you could provide an update on the axle back portion. I understand you guys are busy, just hoping you didn't forget about little old me. You know, trying to make a joke and like let them know like I'm not mad. Basically trying to appear like I'm just trying to find out what's going on, like, you know. April 4th, a whole month later, I send another email. Basically this time I'm actually, I'll throw on a screen, I'm actually complaining, saying how it's very hard to reach you guys. It's been more than 1 to 2 days you guys came, because you know, on Instagram they keep saying like, oh, just give us 1 to 2 days to respond to your email, 1 to 2 days to respond to your emails, but like they never do. And it's not just me. If you go on Reddit, which I will link down below, if you go on Reddit, nobody else can reach them either. And then when you direct message them on Instagram, they don't respond. And then they also post in their story and be like, oh, you guys can't be commenting on our Instagram asking about your order updates and private messaging me about your order updates and this and that. I was like, okay, which I all understand, like keeping the emails so that it's easy to keep track of. And like, I think everybody understands that. What we don't understand is like, okay, if we follow your rules and you still don't reach back to us, how are we supposed to get any kind of information about the product we paid for? Because at the end of the day, you guys have to keep in mind, this is still a company, and you guys are like exchanging money for a product, okay? So they need to be held accountable to some sort of degree. People think like, because they have some sort of amount of followers on Instagram, all that stuff flies out the window. You have to remember, they're a company, we're not their fans. I'm like basically calling them out in this email saying, I don't believe it takes 3 months to finish the axle back portion of the exhaust. I'm just saying like, even if it does take this long, like it's fine. Like, I'm just trying to get some real transparency here, like what's actually going on. So no response from them. April 9th, I forward that entire thread to both Marissa and Morgan. Morgan responds the same day saying that the company Rae has been closed because she had COVID, explaining again why it's delayed. But in my opinion, I don't understand how you being sick one or 2 weeks from COVID delays it 3 to 4 months extra from when you told me you just needed the axle back portion. Whatever, right? I just want to throw this in there. Around the end of January and early February, all of a sudden there were these other creators. I'm not going to name names, but there are these other creators that were actually, you know, they're like pretty big creators. They're not like super huge, but they have a good following. And all of a sudden they have these full catbacks for their cars. You know what I mean? And she has still, when she responded on April 9th, she does not address that at all. And I just want you guys to know, at no point do they address what happened in January and why did they tell me that I just needed the axle, they just needed the axle back portion to finish. At no point do they explain that, and I asked that multiple times, they just gloss over it every single time. I just think it's a weird coincidence how you have all these customers waiting for their product, right, for their exhaust, and all of a sudden you see like 3 or 4 influencers with your product that are similar spec to what you were supposed to receive. Just think it's a little weird, that's all. Obviously I can't prove anything, and this is all speculation, but it's just the timing is weird, that's all. So this is where I feel like the passive aggressiveness begins. They're like, we don't forget to update you, we just cannot update you when there's no update to give. Okay, if you would like to cancel, please let me know. Why are you like passive aggressively threatening your customers to cancel their orders? I don't understand. And this is not like a me thing. If you go on Reddit, there are multiple people with that experience saying that they were threatened with their order to be canceled because they were just asking what's taking so long. And again, I will throw a screenshot of that Reddit thread right here and link it down below. So I sent another email back basically saying like, hope you feel better, all of it's understandable, blah, 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 but it doesn't explain any of this stuff. And I call her out on all this other stuff. I'll put it up if you guys want to read it. I call her out on all this other stuff, how she doesn't address it, and how things don't make sense, and how like, oh, if you can't get information directly from the source, then you're gonna ask around. The Subaru community is huge, so you just gotta go in forums, go in groups, and just ask them like, yo, what's you guys' experience, what's going on, and people talk within themselves and they find out like, oh, we're all having the same experience. Glad to know we're not tripping, right? So no response to that. May 14th, right? I sent another email to the both of them saying like, this is just, basically I'm like really upset at this point. Like, it's just unacceptable. It's May 14th from November. That's what, like 6-7 months later, and no updates and no nothing. I want you guys to know I'm reading you guys every single email from the order I received them. You guys tell me if there was any actual update besides in January. Nothing, right? So I basically sent another email on May 14th saying like, this is so irresponsible, this is like not professional, no update is still an update, this is not a biased customer reaction. If there's a delay, like, you guys should be giving updates about the delays. If there's a reason why things are postponed, you should be updating that, like whatever, right? No response. June 24th, I sent another email to them. I'm like, again, trying to relax the mood with jokes and emojis, because I'm like, I don't know what it takes to get these people to respond, but I just want you guys to know, you guys can pause and read my response. At no point was I unprofessional, and at no point did I call people names or anything like that. So June 24th, I sent another email. I say it's almost July now. You told me waiting for the axle back in January, and then you were gonna send me an update maybe in a week or two, and like that just never happened. Seriously, what happened? I just want some transparency, please, right? Still nothing. July 3rd, so I just forwarded the entire thread again to them. No response, no response. July 25th, right, is finally when they send an email back, and this is from the Rae-Motorsports email. I think the owner Morgan is the one who sent it. Basically apologizing and thanking for the patience, and then explaining, oh, they just hired help. And I don't know what it is, but it seems like every month she's making a post on Instagram saying how she just hired new help and how she just hired new help. This email says, I'm hoping whatever your product will be shipped out tomorrow. Please tag us in any sound clips and pictures that you post. Again, I apologize wholeheartedly. Basically, to me, it feels like a very corporate response. It's very like dilly-dally and using very specific wording to sound like they're the good guy, which I don't like. That's just a me thing. But I responded on July 25th. I said, great, thank you for the update. The same day, she emailed me back and said, oh, I actually got it out for today's pickup, but UPS doesn't scan until like tomorrow, whatever, so you'll probably see it tomorrow, whatever. I'm like, okay, that's great, thank you, right? July 26th, that's when I said that. July 27th, I get a email. It's like an automated email that telling me that my system is out for delivery. And then on the 27th, it says later that day it has been delivered. July 29th, literally 2 days later after it got delivered, right? I didn't even have time to put it on yet. They so happen to be so on top of their email now, and they send me an email saying like, thank you for your patience. Please tag us in all your sound clips and pictures. Please tag us. Please tag us. Please tag us this. I'm sorry, why don't you guys just do a better job of filming your product? Because they have no videos of their products, no like real sound clips of anything to actually see what it sounds like. There's like no video. You have to look at other people's videos to find those. I'm not gonna lie, at this point I was done with the company. There was no need to respond to them. There was no need to keep in contact with them because I received my product. That's the end of the transaction. August 2nd, they sent another email. We fulfilled your order 8 days ago. Please give us a feedback. And then it says like leave a review on their website, which I never did. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just funny how all of a sudden after I received the product, they're so good at sending out emails all of a sudden. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You guys can make your own opinions from what I said. I mean, it's just been so long. There's a lot of stuff that I wanted to say that while it was happening that I just honestly I just kind of forgot. But there was a lot of posts on Instagram that it didn't make sense. On one of the emails it says that like it's not acceptable, and they say like, oh, we post on Facebook, and I'm like, okay. And I called them out on how like, guys, you guys are like a company at the end of the day. You guys are not like famous people that we need to follow to keep up to date with. Every single company has a email system where it gives them automated updates or something, right? If it's not automated updates, then they have a person designated for that job. So tell me why you hired for that position, but that person's like not doing their job. Oh, I forgot some stuff. I forgot a thread. May 22nd, she responds to me, guys. Okay, letting you know that a batch is coming, is shipping out soon. They're doing a full QC whatever testing, and then shipping it out the next coming week or two. I want you guys to know they made a post in April. Okay, I will throw it up on the screen saying that at the end of the month they're gonna ship out orders. This email came out May 22nd, a whole month and a half later. Their initial post about how things are coming in at the end of April. That's another complaint. They always are very good at posting, oh, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming, but they never actually show the things going, right? And then when they actually do show the things going was when I was receiving the packages, which was in July. So you're telling me, like, you not only lied, like, I'm not going to talk about myself. You just lied to all your customers that follow you. Okay, and consistently over and over and over again online saying these orders are coming, these orders are coming. And then you proceed to delete the comments of people asking, hey, what happened to my order? Hey, what happened to my order, right? You proceed, and then you proceed to also put it on your story and complain, like telling people not to do that, and telling people not to private message you, and telling people not to comment on your Instagram post asking about the orders and stuff. How are people supposed to reach you? All they do, like all this company does, is provide fake lies, and everybody eats it up. The glazing on Instagram is insane. The glazing for this company is out of this world, right? But then I realized the reason why you only see the glazing on this is because the people who don't have their products see that they have a high following, and they see these other influencers promoting her page, right? So they're gonna already go into that page with a, oh, you're famous, I'm not type of mindset, and that already puts them at a blinded type of view. I don't know, this is again on my own personal opinions. Are you expecting people to only get to only follow you on social media to get updates? Like, that makes no sense. What if people don't have Instagram? What if people don't have Facebook? I happen to not have Facebook. I know plenty of people who don't have Instagram. What about the old heads that are just trying to buy parts and put on their cars? They don't use social media. I would think I would have gotten scammed, for real. If I didn't have social media, I would have thought this company scammed me out of like $1,400. June 26th, I asked them if I have an update. They responded, no update, appreciate your patience while she gets caught up, right? June 26th, I'm like, all right, thanks for finally getting back to me. And then I'm like, I assume you saw my, saw him respond. Basically calling them out how like, oh, it's funny how you responded to this email thread, but not like the 4 other emails I sent the day before, the other like previous day. So it's just like basically saying that you're choosing to answer the easy emails because you didn't answer any of my other complaints. This is like what they said, right? I'll throw it up on the screen. Strictly an assumption on your end. I will let Morgan know your feedback. There's nothing more I can do or whatever, right? I'm like, so okay, whatever. I put it quite frankly, I'm like, I worked in customer service too. Like, this is like literally your job to handle these types of things. So like, I'm not understanding why she said I'm making her uncomfortable. How is like me calling you guys out on your excuses and calling you guys out on what is happening making you uncomfortable? I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold you accountable. Okay. So I'm like, this whole time I haven't actually been complaining about the wait times, right? Because I don't know if you guys can literally pause and read my complaints. It's not about the wait time, it's about the transparency. There's no transparency with this company. I've been nothing but patient and nice, and this, like, all I've gotten is ignored. And she was like, oh, we've posted numerous times saying we had connectivity issues with our emails. For the whole year? You had connectivity issues with your emails for the whole year. Because as you guys saw from what I was reading, I was being ignored months at a time. Okay, and it's not like I sent one email. It's like, I get it if I only sent one email, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe they didn't see it, whatever. I get, shit happens, I understand. But I'm like taking time and following the rules. Please give us 1 to 2 days to respond before emailing again, right? I'm waiting a whole week and a half, 2 weeks, a whole month later to send another email. And you're telling me you're not receiving any of those emails every single time, but you happen to receive that one email that I was like not complaining about? Okay, that's interesting. Oh, they also said like, they point out the number 4, which I never pointed out to them. And I said in an email back, I'm like, oh, it's funny how you mentioned 4 emails, but I never mentioned the number 4. Like, how do you know the amount of emails that I've sent if you're not receiving them? So it's funny how they know the number of emails that I sent to them, but like without me actually mentioning any of it. So like it's just like they're ratting themselves out at this point. So I sent a screenshot of all of like the things to prove like I'm not making anything up. And then she just said, I'm not here to argue with you. I already, in fact, I got the number 4 from the previous email, which if you go back again, I will throw on the screen. Nowhere in my email do I mention the number 4 at all. And she said, I already answered you. I'm not trying to argue further. I'm like, okay, so I sent an email. I'm like, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just providing proof for my claims, and you're clearly getting upset. I want these complaints known to Morgan. You can blame her for you getting these because she is the one who's saying on her page on Instagram that it's your job, Marissa's job, to handle these customer service emails. So I don't understand why she was complaining about doing her job. That's first thing of being like, I don't understand. Whatever, it's long, so you guys can pause and read that. She's like, okay, perfect. I stated I don't give any individual updates at any given time. And this is after the policy change. They changed that policy, I think, in like the beginning of June, that they don't, or the end of May or something like that, that they don't give individual updates anymore. They only give batch updates, which is like, okay, sure. But like, what about like the customers that ordered like literally last year? That makes no sense. You're not going to provide any kind of update, and even the batch updates that they give is not a real update. It just says we're getting it ready to ship out, which is just a lie, because that's what they post on their Instagram, and then what they send out to the emails, like posted out in April, send an email out in May, and they posted it again in June, but they didn't go out until literally the end of July, almost August. Okay, so it's just a bunch of help. I'm still keeping things cordial, and I said, okay, thank you, Marissa, for your help, right? So then jumping back, the last email thread that I read was when I got ignored with all the complaints, and then they didn't send me a email until way later about that my order's finally been shipped. And then they're so good about asking me to leave reviews and tag them on my posts and all this stuff for sound clips and whatnot. I'm sorry, but I am not doing that because I just didn't feel respected. Now, like, I have never ever been in contact with a car company had as many excuses for their lack of customer service than this company. So ultimately, like, no, like, just the way that like they were behaving on social media and then behaving on emails, it just left a really sour taste in my mouth. That stuff, it just did not sit right with me. There are all these Instagram posts that you make that claiming one thing and then emails say another thing, and then you play by their rules but you still can't get in contact with them, and then you tell people that like, oh, everything in your order is all set, just your axle back portion, right? Which at max should take a month, given you that like I know you're also doing other orders. A month to do axle back portions, I think, is more than plentiful. Again, they never addressed that. They never addressed why. I asked them why they told me that. They just gloss over it. They never explain why they told me that. Literally the only explanation, right, since they refused to give me an explanation, is that I can explain for myself. All of a sudden, I see these 3 or 4 different influencers that also make Subi content have their exhausts, right? And nowhere in their vlogs previous months before did they ever mention, or Instagram posts did they ever mention, like, we are in whatever with this company, or like we should be receiving it. Like, nowhere, right? I know, like, oh, maybe they can't say it before. Either way, it does not give an explanation to why I never got an update and why I never received my update for the axle back portion. But then 3 to 4 influencers receive their full exhaust to make videos about. You know what I mean? So I'm not an influencer. I have a very small channel. I just sharing like little fun videos with you guys. It's really just a hobby to me, okay? So I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. I'm not trying to persuade anybody to purchase anything from anybody. But like, you can so clearly see who she is prioritizing and what orders she is prioritizing on her Instagram, and she's not even really hiding it. So to me, that left a bad taste in my mouth. Again, I will link the Reddit forums and stuff down in the comments below, down in the description below, so you guys can look at that to see. I'm not really making these up. It's not just an experience I shared with only myself. Multiple people have experienced these similar things with the order being threatened to cancel, and like passive aggressiveness and just overall really bad customer service. Like, I'm sorry, there's just no excuse. Like, if you're just straight up lying, there's no excuse. And I think the craziest part is, like, they think that people are complaining about the wait times, but I don't think I've actually seen anybody genuinely complain about the wait times. The only reason I complained about the wait time in my install video was because of my customer service experience with it. So that left a really bad taste in my mouth, and then therefore that made me very upset about the wait time because the customer service was also bad. But if you read on the forums and all this stuff, everybody is just upset at the lack of customer service and how awful it is. Okay, everybody understands that they're a small team. It takes time to make these products. Everybody is just upset that they're lying. Why are they lying? There's no need to lie. Just be like, I'm sorry, it's taking longer than we're expecting to fulfill these orders, but like, I promise you, like, we are working on these orders. They're coming as fast as they can. But no, they're saying like, oh yeah, it's like, this is almost done, or this is almost done. Oh, we're just test fitting it right now, and then we're gonna ship it out. But it's never true. It's never true. Just some quick maths. One of our Instagram posts says 65 orders, okay, of catbacks only. That's like almost 100 grand worth of just fucking exhausts, I think. And you have all these people money just laundering around. You're not providing any kinds of update, and that's not including any of her other kinds of work, like charge pipes or any of the other systems that she makes. So that's a lot of money floating in the air for you to not be responsible, for you not to provide your customers updates and all this stuff. So I don't know, that's just my own thing, my own experience with this company. Please don't hate on me down in the comments down below. I still think if you guys want to purchase from this company, it is a good company to buy from. They do make quality products, and I think they're catching up on their orders now, so maybe I think your experience will probably be a lot better than mine. But like I said, I don't think I'm going to be purchasing from this company anymore. And if I am going to be purchasing their products, it's going to be from a third-party seller, not from them directly, because it was just a headache. I just did not like it. It was not a good experience. But again, disclaimer guys, I'm not starting beef, and I'm not trying to put down this company, just sharing my experiences, okay? There's also a lot of stuff that I forgot to mention because the things were just kind of happening as they were going, but since like I'm making the video literally months later from the initial experience, it's just definitely leaving out a lot of stuff. But I think I covered up most of the stuff I want to cover. Oh, if you guys look too, like, she had a lot of orders go out at the end of July, and if you notice, only like 5 different people tagged her stuff, because she always reposts the stuff, and only 5 people did it. So you're telling me that like over 70 something people received their orders and only 5 people tagged them? There's a reason. There's a reason why I didn't tag that company, because I just didn't want to be associated with that company anymore, and I didn't want to give them like pretty much free advertisement. Like, it's just after the experience that I had, like, no. Like, I just don't feel like making sound clips for your website that you're just gonna take. I hope you guys have a better experience than I did. I think that summarizes everything I want to talk about. Again, quality is amazing, product is amazing, but the company itself, not so much, okay? Just no accountability, no responsibility, don't take responsibility for anything. They just always seem to have an excuse for everything, and when they don't have an excuse for things, they just straight up ignore you. So that's my experience. Please check out the other videos, the other vlogs down below if you guys want to see what we've done to the boys' car and my car. One of the boys actually just picked up a new white VB. He's one of my buddies that I grew up with. We've known each other since I think we were like 10. So yeah, long time known each other, and my guy's part of the Subi gang now. So we're very excited to bring him on. Very excited to see what he's gonna do with his car. Again, disclaimer, I'm not here to start beef. I just shared my experience, that's all. I'm not putting down this company. I'm not telling you guys not to buy from this company. Again, the quality is amazing, product is amazing. So if you guys want to buy it from this company, rest assured you will get a quality product. I just hope your customer service experience is better than mine. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know if I forgot anything. I definitely did. If I did and you guys have questions, feel free to ask down below, and I will also go back down the comments to add any comments that I do remember. So check the comments, read the comments, and let's discuss down there.